Hello students, welcome back to our channel, and here we are again with a new video. Today we are going to study the English main course book of Standard 5, and we are going to study chapter number 3, that is A Country Childhood. So before we get started, you can see at the beginning of the page there is a sort of activity, and we will learn how to solve it. So, some people are treated unfairly because of their skin color, race, caste or religion. Do you think this is right? Write a sentence on what you think about this. So, you have to do it yourself. You have to write a sentence about whatever is written above. And then, if a child comes to your school who looks or sounds different from you, for example, has a different skin color or a different accent, how would you behave? Circle the options you think are correct. So you have to do it yourself. Here are the options: run away, make friends, do not speak to her or him, make fun of her or him, be kind and friendly, laugh at her or him, learn about her or him, ignore her or him. So you have to do it yourself. Whatever you will do, you will circle that line. Imagine that you had to move to a faraway country and join a new school. You are the only child from your country in that school. You look different, sound different, and everyone is a stranger. How would you feel? How would you like to be treated? Discuss in the class. So you have to discuss this with your friends. So altogether 3 activities. You have to do it yourself. You have to write a line. You have to circle these things, one of these things, or as many as you want, and you have to discuss it with your friends. Now we are getting back into the story. We'll read the story and find out what the story is all about, and we'll understand the paragraphs. So let's get started. Nelson Mandela fought the unjust system of apartheid. I tell you, all those words which are highlighted in blue color in this story are considered to be difficult for you. And the meaning of all these words are given at the bottom or somewhere in a box. So the first word that comes before you is apartheid. Now what is apartheid? Apartheid means system of separating people according to race or color. Suppose someone is black, so he or she is being treated differently. And someone is white in skin color, so he or she is being treated differently. So this is called apartheid. So this is the system used to be in South Africa. After a long struggle, the original inhabitants won the right to rule themselves. So they struggled a lot, the South African people, and finally they got their rights. Nelson Mandela became the first African president of the nation. So who is this person, Nelson Mandela? He was the first African president of South Africa. Suppose I ask you, who is the first president of our country, who is the first president of India? You will answer this. And same very way, who is the first African president in South Africa? Although there were many presidents before, but they were not originally from African land. So the first person who belonged to African land, who originated from African land, was Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Mandela became the first African president of the nation. Read this excerpt from his biography. So actually you can see I have not written the name of the writer. Why? Because this story is a biography of whom? Of Nelson Mandela. So now we are getting into the story. My mother presided over 3 huts at Kunu. Kunu is the name of a place in South Africa. Presided over, managed. That means Nelson Mandela's mother had 3 huts. As I remember, these were always filled with the babies and children of my relatives. So in all these huts there were relatives of Nelson Mandela. In fact, I hardly recall any moment as a child when I was alone. That means all the time he was surrounded with cousins. In African culture, the sons and daughter of one's aunts or uncle are brothers and sisters, not cousins. We have no half brothers or half sisters, or aunts or uncle. My mother's sister is my mother, my uncle's son is my brother, my brother's child is my son. So in African culture, no one is cousin. If somebody is your cousin, that means he's your own brother or own sister. If somebody is your uncle, that means he's your own father. If somebody is your aunt, that means she is your own mother. So this is the African culture and tradition. Of my mother's 3 huts, one was used for cooking. So there were 3 huts as I told you. One was used for cooking, one for sleeping, other one is used for sleeping for the entire family, and one for the storage. Storage, what is the storage? The third hut, it is used to keep things that are eaten, things that are all other things. That was a kind of storeroom. In the hut in which we slept, there was no furniture in the proper sense. So there was no furniture in that room. Like today we have bed, we have sofa, everything else. But that time Nelson Mandela didn't have any kind of furniture to sleep on. They slept on mats and sat on the ground. So they used to sleep on the mat, and whenever they used to sit for eating, for any other cause, they used to sit on the ground only. I did not discover pillows until much later. So they didn't have even pillows. My mother cooked food in a 3-legged iron pot over an open fire in the center of the hut or outside. Everything we ate, we grew and made ourselves. So there was a stove which has 3 legs, and under the stove they used to lit wood logs for fire, and then they used to cook, and whatever they used to cook, it was grown in their own field. From an early age I spent most of my time in the veld. Here veld means open grassland in South Africa, that means fields. Playing and fighting with the other boys of the village. So in the childhood he was very playful, he used to play, he used to fight, and it was a happy childhood. At night I shared my food and blanket with these same boys, that means his brothers and sisters. I was no more than 5 when I started looking after sheep and calves in the field. So at the age of 5 he was given a duty. Which kind of duty? To look after the sheep and calves. The baby cow is called calves. I learned to gather wild honey, and he was also taught how to gather honey, how to gather fruits and edible roots. Edible roots is a kind of vegetable or any other greenery, you can say, that can be eaten. That is edible. I could swim in the clear, cold streams and catch fish with strong thread and sharpened bits of wire. So he also knew fishing. I also learned to stick fight. Here stick fight means fighting with sticks. It is a children game. I learned to love the veld. Veld again means field. I learned to love the field, the open spaces, the simple beauty of nature, and the clean line of the horizon. Clean line of the horizon means the line where land and the sky seem to meet. That means they doesn't meet, but in fact they don't meet, but it feels like at a point they are meeting, the sky and the land. So it is called horizon. As boys we were mostly left to ourselves. We played with toys that we made ourselves. We made animals and birds out of clay. We made ox-drawn sledges. Sledges means carts without wheels to ride on. If you go to villages, still you can find there is a kind of cart which has no wheels, and it is being, somebody sits on that, and the other children, they used to draw it. Sledges out of tree branches. Nature was our playground. So the childhood was very playful there. They used to make toys with the clay, and they used to make the shape of animals, birds, and they used to make carts, that is sledges, and nature was very beautiful there. We sat on the flat stones and slid down the face of the large rocks. We did this until our backside was so sore we could hardly sit down. So they used to slid down on the stones until they tore up their pants. I learned to ride atop calves, that means on the calves, the baby cows, he learned to ride on that. After being thrown to the ground several times, one got the hang of it. One got the hang of it means one learned it by trying again and again. So this was the childhood of Nelson Mandela. Now we are getting in his youth. When Nelson Mandela grew up, he became the leader of the African people. He was a loving man who made friends wherever he went. His one-time assistant, Jesse Duarte, relates these incidents about him. So he was very friendly. Wherever he goes, he makes friends. He always made his own bed, no matter where we traveled. I remember we were once in China in a luxury hotel. I said to him, please don't make your own bed because it's against Chinese hospitality. Hospitality, that means friendly, welcoming behavior towards guests. He said, call the ladies who clean the room. When they came, he explained to them that he always made his own bed. They should not feel insulted. He didn't ever want to hurt people's feeling. So, once he was traveling to China, and in China there is a tradition that if you go, the Chinese people, your host, the Chinese host, they will make the bed for the guest. But he was always making his bed by his own. He always used to make bed himself. So one of his friends or assistant, Jesse Duarte, he said that don't make your own bed here in China because people will be minding, people will be find objectionable. So he called the ladies of that hotel who were used to cleaning and managing the room, and he said that I am sorry, I apologize, I always used to make my bed on myself, and please don't mind, here also I will do it myself. So he never wanted to hurt people's feeling also. He was very humble, he was very kind. Here's an incident told by Richard Stengel, who worked with Mandela on his autobiography. So he's another person, Richard Stengel, who worked on his biography. It happened on an aeroplane trip in Natal in South Africa. Natal is a place in South Africa. They were traveling in an aeroplane. As soon as Mandela boarded the aeroplane, he picked up a newspaper and read everything in it. I was sitting right across him and he pointed out of the window. So he was reading a newspaper and then Richard pointed out to the window. I saw to my horror that the propeller had stopped working. He said calmly, Richard, would you like to inform the pilot that the propeller isn't working? I walked to the front of the plane and found that the pilot was well aware of it. He asked me to go back to my seat and sit down. They had called the airport and the ambulances were there. I went back and told Mandela that. He just listened and said yes. The plane landed without any trouble. Nelson remained calm throughout the trip. He never changed his expression. As we came out of the airport, he said, I was really scared up there. Then I realized that this is what courage is all about. Courage is not about being scared. Courage is about being terrified and not showing it. So this is the beautiful thought of Nelson Mandela, which gives all the generation the motivation. He was traveling in that aeroplane and the propeller was not working. Propeller is one of the fans which used to spin and then the aeroplane flies in the sky. So one of the propeller was not working properly. So Richard was scared. He said that it is not working. Mandela was not showing any kind of scare or fear on his face. He just said that go and tell the pilot about this. He went to the pilot, but the pilot said that we are aware of it. We have called the airport authorities. They are arranging the backup. They are arranging the ambulances and all other things. The plane landed safely, and then Richard asked, "What happened? You were well aware of it, but still you were not showing any kind of fear." He said, "Courage is not about being scared. Courage is about, even if you are scared, you should not show it, and you should remain calm and cool from inside." So this is the beautiful line, beautiful thought of Nelson Mandela, which gives us motivation in hard times, in hardships, and hurdles. I got courage by looking at him because he was pretending not to be scared, and that's what he did in his whole life. That is what made him so great. So it's a natural fact, everybody is scared. But the people who are brave, who don't show it on their face, they remain calm and cool from inside, and that gives the motivation, the courage for other people. They take lesson, they take courage from us. If we are not scared, they are also not scared. And this is the thing which Nelson Mandela did in his whole life, and this is the only thing that made him so great in the history of mankind. Nelson Mandela won the Nobel Peace Prize. It is the biggest prize, students. I want to tell you, Nobel is the biggest and the greatest prize in the whole globe. In 1993, he was given Nobel Prize for Peace. He died at his home in Johannesburg in December 2013. Johannesburg is also a place, and he died in December 2013. He was a great person, great motivational speaker, great motivational leader for all of us, and still he is remembered. Many people, many nations pay tribute to Nelson Mandela for his great works. So, since you are in standard 5 only, so this is the very little description given about him. When you grow up, when you go higher in the standards, like you go in the 7th standard, 8, 9 or 10, you will read about him a lot. He was such a great person. So this was the story about country childhood. I hope you understood, I hope you enjoyed the story. Still you have any kind of doubt, you can write that in the comment box. And we will be back again with lots of videos. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please do subscribe our channel, like our videos, share our videos. Thank you very much for watching our videos. We will be back again with lots of videos. Till then, goodbye and stay tuned.